Okay, today we are going to crack a secret code. Seriously, it's a code that powers every single business on the planet, from the little coffee shop on the corner to a giant company like UPS. It's called the accounting equation, and trust me, by the end of this, you're not only going to get it, you'll see why it's basically the golden rule of business. So, you ready? Let's do this. So, let's just jump right in with a question. What in the world does your bike have in common with a massive company like UPS? You know, with all their trucks and planes and warehouses all over the world. It sounds like a trick question, right? But the answer is pretty much everything. And it's the key to understanding how all business really works.
And that answer starts with a really simple idea: ownership. Before we even get into the big corporate stuff, we got to get super clear on what it means to own your stuff and what that stuff is actually worth.
All right, so picture this. You saved up and bought this awesome mountain bike for $600. You paid for it with your own cash, it's all yours. Because you paid for it in full, you have the complete legal right to it. In the business world, we call that a financial claim. It is 100% yours. No one else has a say.
So what we have is this perfect balance. See how the value of the property on the left, your $600 bike, is perfectly equal to your financial claim on the right. It's simple, right? The value of the thing equals your claim to that thing. Now, this idea of balance, it is so important. Keep that in the back of your mind.
But let's be real for a second. We don't always have enough cash to just buy everything we want right away, do we? This is where things get a little more interesting, and honestly, a lot more like the real world. This is where we talk about owning versus owing.
Exactly. What happens when you want something, but you can't pay for it all in one shot? Well, you use credit. You promise to pay for it later. And the second you do that, the simple little equation we just looked at starts to change.
So let's say you go back to that bike shop. You need a really good lock for your new bike, and it costs $100. Problem is, you've only got $60 in your wallet. The shop owner is cool, though, and says, hey, just pay me the other $40 next month. Boom, you've just bought something on credit.
Now here's the super important part. The bike lock is still worth $100. The value of the property itself didn't change at all. But look over on the right side of the table now. The financial claims are now split. The store has a $40 claim on that lock until you pay them back, and you have a $60 claim. And notice something. It's still in balance. 40 plus 60 still equals 100.
And by the way, that bike shop you owe money to, they now get a special name in the world of business. They are your creditor. A creditor is just anyone, a person, a store, a bank that you owe money to. Simple as that.
Okay, so you've totally got the basic ideas down. There's stuff you own, there's money you owe, and it all has to stay in balance. So now, all we're going to do is learn how to talk about these exact same ideas using the official language of business. We're just upgrading our vocabulary.
First up, all that property we've been talking about. Your bike, the lock, even the cash you have. In business, that stuff is called an asset. Assets are just any items of value that a person or a business owns.
Okay, next. Remember that $40 you owe the bike shop? That's the creditor's claim on your lock. The official business term for that is liabilities. Liabilities are basically the debts of a business. It's what you owe to other people.
And finally, what about the part of the bike lock that's truly yours? That $60 you paid in cash, that is called owner's equity. Your equity is your claim on the assets of the business. It's the part you own free and clear.
So we have our three new words: assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. Now we are ready to put them all together and reveal the single most powerful, most important rule in all of accounting. Get ready.
And here we go. This is the big translation. It's the exact same logic we've been using this whole time, just with the official business terms. So property becomes assets. The creditor's financial claim, what you owe, becomes liabilities. And the owner's financial claim, what you actually own, becomes owner's equity. It's the same simple idea of balance we started with.
Which brings us to this, the accounting equation. Assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. Or to put it another way, all the stuff a business owns has to equal all the claims against that stuff. And those claims can only come from two places, creditors or the owner. This equation must, and I mean must, always be in balance. After every single thing a business does, it has to balance. It's not a suggestion, it's a law.
Okay, so it's a neat little formula. I get it. But why is it the golden rule? I mean, why does this one little equation matter so much? Well, let's zoom out and see the big picture. It matters because this equation is basically a truth serum for any business. You can look at it and instantly get a snapshot of a company's financial health. It tells you who really has the claim to all the company's stuff. Is it mostly owned by the owners, or is the company drowning in debt to its creditors? Every single time a business buys something, sells something, or gets a loan, the numbers in this equation shift around, but that equal sign always holds true. It's the ultimate scoreboard for business.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. If you see a company that has billions of dollars in assets, shiny buildings, a fleet of trucks, tons of cash in the bank, does that automatically mean the owners are super rich? Well, before you answer, look back at the equation. What's on the other side of that equal sign? What if their liabilities are just as huge? That is the power of this equation. It forces you to see the whole story,